Hey mamas, it's your CajunStork here. If you're trying to have yourself the best and healthiest pregnancy possible, there's some things that you want to start implementing today. I'm going to talk about those in this video. But before I begin, my name is Midwife Kyra and I believe in truly natural birth because I know that it makes for better birth experiences. Consider subscribing to my channel and don't forget to join in the conversation in the comments below. And if you look in the description, you're going to find a link to my pregnancy complaint kits that I made just for you. So one of the first things you should be doing every day when you're pregnant is focusing on hydrating. Believe it or not, the majority of complaints in pregnancy actually come from dehydration and lack of movement. So hydrating in pregnancy is very, very important. A general rule is to take your weight in pounds, divide it by 2, and that's how many ounces you need. So I'm 140 pounds, divided by 2, that's 70. I need 70 ounces of water. Now keep in mind you're gaining weight when you're pregnant, right? And so your water intake and needs in pregnancy is actually going to increase. There's a couple of ways to focus on making sure you get enough water in your pregnancy, like sneaky little ways. One of the ways I like to tell my clients is to find a cup that you like to drink out of, preferably one with a straw or something convenient that fits in your cup holder or can travel with you. There's a psychological component to hydrating. I'm gonna post a couple of links in the description below to a couple of cups that my mamas use in pregnancy in my practice to make sure that they're hydrating well. One of them has a really cool little counter that tells you what time of day and making sure you're caught up on your water intake for that type of day. So definitely want to stay hydrated with fresh, preferably spring water during your pregnancy to make sure you're staying hydrated. Number 2, another tip to keep you healthy during your pregnancy is mindful eating. What this means is being deliberate about choosing healthier foods over unhealthy foods. For example, everybody craves junk food and they're pregnant at some point or another. It's not unsafe or unwise necessarily to have a little bit of junk in your pregnancy if you're not diabetic or gestational diabetic. However, there are ways that you can do so mindfully. For example, if you're choosing between cookies and ice cream, which one do you think this midwife wants you to eat? Believe it or not, it's actually the ice cream, because ice cream has a lot of fat and a lot of protein, which can help you feel fuller longer and can add protein to your diet. Whereas cookies, unless they're homemade, of course, cookies tend to be mostly sugar and white flour and carbohydrates. So mindful eating means choosing foods wisely when we are choosing our foods. So one of the first things you want to put on your plate besides vegetables when you're pregnant is protein. You want to build most of your meals around protein, choosing high protein snacks, high protein foods on your plate. And guys, this doesn't mean just meat. Believe it or not, broccoli is jam-packed with protein. So are peas, edamame, nuts and seeds, things like that. And so you really want to do high protein foods along with lots of vegetables and making mindful, healthy swaps in your pregnancy to make sure you're staying healthy. Tip number 3, breakfast. You guys, I cannot tell you how many of my mamas get fussed at because of their poor choices for breakfast or no breakfast at all. First of all, let me start with cereal. There is no healthy cereal on the market. Prove me wrong in the comments. There is no healthy cereal on the market. Cereal has been marketed well, very, very well, as a breakfast food, but really, you guys, cereal should be treated as a dessert. When we're eating cereal in pregnancy for breakfast, if we're eating breakfast at all, we're actually taking the place of the opportunity to have healthy proteins like I talked about in number 2. Things like eggs, oatmeal, nut butters and seeds, things like that should be eaten for breakfast in the place of things like carb and sugar-rich cereal. But other things you should be doing for breakfast, you could be doing a high protein smoothie instead. You could be hydrating and having like hummus or avocado on toast along with maybe a grilled cheese sandwich or something that is protein rich and not sugar filled. I really, really want you guys to eat breakfast, but I want you to choose a wise breakfast in the morning. So I guess number 3 is kind of like number 2, where we go back to mindful eating. But please, 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 if you're pregnant, be sure to eat breakfast every day. Number 4, your late night snack. Okay, so look, maybe all of my tips are about mindful eating, but your late night snack is actually a really important part of keeping your glucose levels stable throughout the evening so that you're not spiking or plummeting throughout the night and early in the morning hours. And so a late night snack filled with protein is a really great way to keep yourself healthy in your pregnancy, to help prevent waking up several times at night. Believe it or not, having a high protein snack right before bed can actually help you sleep better and sleep longer. So Nobody wants to eat things like boiled eggs or cottage cheese right before bed. I realize that. But if you want to do maybe like an apple and peanut butter or a cheese stick or something with some protein, you want to choose a really healthy late night snack. Not the things that we tend to wake up for, like ice cream and cookies and junk food, chips and whatever else you might eat right before bed. Choosing your late night snack is really important. And so being mindful in that late night snack by adding protein and healthy fats can help you feel better throughout the evening and have a healthier pregnancy overall. Okay, number 5. Nobody ever likes when I say number 5, but number 5 is exercise. As a pregnant woman, you should be breaking a sweat at least 30 minutes, at least 3 days a week. It not only helps you sleep better, it helps your bowels move better, and it helps you to feel less stressed in your pregnancy. But staying active in your pregnancy can also help you have a better birth experience. And so it's really important that you keep your body moving and you keep doing the things that you need to do to be flexible and prepared for your upcoming birth experience. So exercise in pregnancy. I don't care if you're walking, if you're running, if you're doing CrossFit, or you're just lifting light weights at the gym, 30 minutes 3 times a week of sweating at a minimum is really important. Now, one tip you need to know about exercise in pregnancy is while you're pregnant, it's important that you're able to carry on a conversation while you're exercising, because if you're not able to talk because you're breathing too heavily, then you're not going to be actually oxygenating your baby appropriately during your pregnancy. So if you can't carry on a conversation, you're working out too hard, you need to back off and lighten up. And that's a good way to kind of test if you're exercising appropriately. Our last tip for having your healthiest pregnancy and all the things that you need to do that is not food related is obtaining prenatal care. Now, the majority of pregnant women start prenatal care between 9 and 12 weeks of pregnancy, but I do find that women who've had 2 or even 3 prior pregnancies tend to start their prenatal care later in their pregnancy because why not, right? Like, we already know what to do. We know what to expect. We know that we're pregnant. But believe it or not, there's a lot of things that your midwife specifically, but also your OB, can provide for you in those early first, early second trimester weeks that can help you have a healthier pregnancy. For example, checking your vitamin D levels can help you have a better pregnancy in many, many ways. And I have lots of videos about vitamin D in pregnancy. That'll be very beneficial for you to learn about. But also checking your thyroid levels or ruling out anemia in your pregnancy. These are things that we can do to help you stay pregnant easier, more comfortably, less pregnancy complaints, and just all around a better, healthier pregnancy. And so obtaining prenatal care between 9 and 12 weeks is the best time, no matter what pregnancy you are on, guys. Your first one, your 10th one, it doesn't matter. Please, please, please obtain prenatal care. It's a really great tip for you to have a healthy pregnancy. Now, I know that having a healthy pregnancy is as important to you as it is to me, and that's why you're watching this video here. So I really hope you guys take this tip seriously and ask questions in the comments if you have any questions, and let me know any other tips you have for pregnancy health tips. Thanks for watching this Midwife Monday. Bye-bye.